So in this video, guys, I'm going to run through 3 YouTube videos that you can run today to drive leads and revenue to your business on a consistent basis. For context, I'm co-founder of a company called Clipcast, and we build out organic YouTube funnels that are done for you to provide qualified leads on a consistent basis, whether you're an info product seller, B2B business, coach, or consultant. So let's get into the video. So running through the shoot now. So these are 3 YouTube videos to drive leads and sales. And everyone knows in today's digital landscape, content remains one of the most powerful tools to drive revenue directly to your business if targeted right. And when I say if targeted right, a lot of people at the moment are creating content that is entertainment focused, it's targeted at the masses, but we're here to create intentional educational content that gets your ICP in through the door from awareness, nurturing them all the way through to conversion. So let's get into the videos. So number 1, we've got action-based videos. So these have a high potential of attracting prospects if targeted correctly. So again, it's not about creating a top of funnel piece of content and targeting at any random person. It's about still how do we dial this into your ICP to the point where they would watch it, take value from it, and establish that trust with you through the camera. So why it works: demonstrates your expertise in real time, attracts people actively seeking a solution, and highlights the complexity of doing it right, filters for high intent qualified prospects. And then this is an example video that we've done for a client, which is 6 best side hustles anyone can start in 2025. That actually works. So these are all about, driving in your ICP through the door. It's not necessarily like educational deep dives, but it's about getting them in and basically demonstrating your expertise, which is crucial. So these are just some example formats here that you could use and implement if you're creating the content. So how I would get into niche if I had to start over. This is always a good relatability one. If I had to start over, it's crucial. 3 best niche specific area to start with. Try these now. How to achieve end result in time frames. So this is more a general format, but yeah, feel free to take some of these example titles, apply them, and this is sort of like your action-based videos covered. Now with educational videos, so you might be wondering, okay, what is the difference between these educational videos and the action-based videos? Well, the way in which we view educational videos is that these are deep dives into a particular niche and topic within your space. So this is where the real authority is built, because you're now directly addressing key pain points that your ICP will be facing. And doing that, again, will make people see you as this all-knowing person and a person to really take note from when you're giving and providing this content. So this has a high potential of converting prospects into qualified leads, because obviously you're going into that niche topic, you're establishing that authority, people are seeing you as this all-knowing person about your business, and this essentially, qualifies those prospects that have come through from, for example, the action-based videos, which are more growth-focused. And this is where you can really nurture those and see you as this credible source. So why it works: establishes credibility and builds trust, speaks directly to your audience's pain points, drives long-term traffic and prospects through strong SEO. So this is an example of a middle of funnel video that we did for a client that we work with in the financial planning space. And you can see this is a proper deep dive into a particular topic within that space, and it is well received, which is crucial. And so pro tip here: use feedback from existing prospects and clients. So not a lot of people do this enough, but actually one of the most crucial processes that I like to go through with my clients when it comes to the middle of funnel content is asking them, okay, what are the key questions and the key objections that you face from your own clients and prospects on a very frequent basis? And then from that, we can create a very strong SEO video that really establishes that authority, builds the trust, and effectively nurtures those prospects and leads along the overall content funnel. And actually one more crucial thing to think about when we talk about YouTube, and this is particularly important for the middle of funnel because we're now niching into particular topics and we're getting a bit more technical, we're starting to think more about those keywords. And this is very strong when it comes to SEO. A lot of people, view YouTube as a growth platform, which it is, right? It's a social media platform. You grow those views, you grow those subscribers. But another way to think about this platform is to also see it as a search engine, right? If you think about your prospects, they're smashing these questions into Google and they're looking up particular topics. YouTube videos appear there. And so when it comes to the middle of funnel niche topics, we really want to stand out. And when we're thinking about long-term growth, these videos are here to stay. And that's where that strong SEO potential with these videos really shines through in terms of being able to deliver you consistent leads with one video across a year or 2. So finally, client interviews, case study breakdowns. Now, these have the highest potential in terms of conversions. Why? Because these are raw and authentic testimonials from clients that you've worked with. So again, why it works: highlights real measurable results, comes straight from the client's experience, attracts prospects seeking similar outcomes, and these are simple and quick to create. It's literally a mini podcast with one of your clients and you're talking about their journey, having worked with you and the results that they've been able to achieve. And you can really engineer that conversation. Again, here's an example of a client interview. And another key thing is really what do you include? Because it's not just as simple as jumping on that interview and having a back and forth conversation. We really want to get out those clear, measurable results in that initial couple of minutes, right? Because those are the financial headlines that your prospects want to see and they want to be highlighted. So starting point, with real quantifiable metrics, and these need to be shining through first. Key challenges they face before working with you, step-by-step breakdown of your approach, before and after visuals and performance data, and then a clear timeline showing the transformation. So this is sort of a rough framework to follow when conducting these interviews. Obviously, the last thing that we want it to be is like a rigid, structured interview, but it at least gives some pointers into what format to follow, what to start with first, and how to really conduct it. And then an example format here, which is how client name went from X to Y in time using your method. So this is a really good format to follow in terms of titles for these client interviews. So feel free to rip that and use it when you next do one. But this is the client interviews. And one thing I haven't mentioned is the case study breakdown. So these go hand in hand with client interviews, but the case study breakdowns are typically from your own mouth. So one thing that I advise is that if you see a client interview, do a client interview and that performs very, very well, make a case study breakdown on it. Break it down even more. You can position it in a more growth focused way. And as well as that video directly converting, you can use it as a way to funnel viewers back into the client interview, which will do the heavy lifting when it comes to converting, because that is coming directly from the client's experience and it's coming directly from their own mouth. So these are 3 video ideas that you can, rip today, use and implement them within your own content strategy to drive you qualified leads and sales. If you're looking for a team to do this completely done for you and implement it, then please use the first link in the description or the pinned comments to book a call with me. We can talk about where you're at, what challenges you're facing with the content at the moment, and build on an actionable plan to really grow and start seeing results from this organic content. See you in the next video.